and welcome to the Raw Vegan Guru channel, where we are raising people's health consciousness together. In today's video, I wanted to talk about veganism versus raw veganism. And that reason is because I've been asked so many times why it matters to say you're a raw vegan or a vegan and what the differences are. I can call myself a vegan and raw vegan. I don't really like to label and identify exactly what I'm about, because I'm about so many things and it's so diverse and hard to summarize. I just like to say I eat fruit and a little vegetables. So that falls into the category of a raw vegan. I'll dig it. I like the raw aspect. So what is veganism? Well, veganism, firstly, is done for a few reasons. It can be done for the ethical treatment and the oneness with the animals, and to end their suffering and to give them a voice through one's actions of being vegan. Another could be the environmental aspect. All of the mainstream agriculture and factory farming that not only is harming and traumatizing these beautiful spirit animals, but it's also destroying the environment in a multitude of ways, water, air, and then the foods that are being grown for these stock are genetically modified, and the contamination from that is also affecting us in the negative, both environmentally and on a personal individual health consensus. So then lastly, for veganism, I would say it's health. A lot of people have medical issues and are suffering from physical ailments that they were tipped off about a vegan diet, and then began that journey and started to heal and feel better. So those are usually the biggest reasons. And what is veganism? Well, veganism, I almost said veganese, by the way. I used to love that stuff back in the day. Some crispy romaine lettuce, tomato, veganese, cucumber, bam, in bread, sprouted bread back then. But veganism is basically abstaining from any animal-derived product. So when people ask, like myself, I get asked this all the time, if I go out to eat with friends or acquaintances, business partners, etc., they'll always say, oh, well, can you eat this? Can you eat this? Can you eat that? Well, let me just make this simple. If there's any derivative, or there's any connection, even if it's like a little shoestring amount of an animal product, so maybe a butter or a mayonnaise or a chicken stock or half and half, then it wouldn't be considered vegan. So there aren't exceptions like, this is a vegan soup, but I just put a little half and half or heavy cream in it. A vegan meal, a vegan lifestyle is always going to incorporate 100% animal-free ingredients. So a lot of vegans can also be a raw vegan, just for the simple fact that maybe they're eating salads and they're eating their fruits and they're drinking their smoothies. But the main difference that I find is a lot of vegans will also be using the processed soy vegan foods and the processed vegan cheese foods, and also You have like the veggie dogs and veggie sausages and veggie cold cut slices. All of these products are firstly processed and secondly, usually high salt, varying in sea salt. I do see iodized salt, which is something you want to stay away from, but soy, and then I'll see wheat, um, and corn, for the most part, is an ingredient makeup amongst many, many other things. Sometimes you'll see paragraphs. But I won't knock the vegan fare because I think that it is a great transitional opportunity for people that are trying to take the efforts to get off of meat and dairy products and then switch over to attempt that change with the vegan food lines, the vegan processed food lines. You have your tofu, of course, that's traditional. Fresh made tofu would be better, but that is primarily what a vegan diet is going to be about. Is you've got your grains, your legumes. A lot of times they'll incorporate the powders, the vegan protein powders, the pea protein, and then yeah, the processed vegan foods, and then the whole foods, your salads, your different vegetables. I see a lot of cooked vegetable, obviously, action going on in the vegan food fair, and fruits are coming into play. So it's pretty varied, and gives a kind of complete circle of all the many different options a vegan does have for a diet lifestyle change. And I think there is great opportunity for people who are trying to leave the animal food cuisine into vegan fare. More and more supermarkets are having these things readily available. When I first began being a well, it was going way back. It was a vegetarian, then it was a vegan. I had to seek out these product lines like Galaxy veggie slices, which had casein in them. At the time, I wasn't aware of what that really meant. But I used to have to get that specialty sometimes ordered at a health food store. So it's remarkable how easily accessible those items are now for people to take that opportunity to switch into a vegan diet lifestyle. So thumbs up on all of that. So then we're going to go to a raw vegan. What does that mean? Well, a raw vegan is really promoting the use and the ingestion and the celebration of raw, whole living foods. So they're not cooking their foods. If they're going to be making something like dehydrated, let's say pizza crust, or breads, or crackers, different raw treats. You also have desserts, cheese cake, bringing in the cashew on that one most likely, and then you have cookies, a lot of fun stuff, a lot of imagination in the raw vegan community. But those are heating slowly and on a very, very low temperature. Traditionally speaking, 107 and below is a 100% safe bet. So that you still contain all the nutrients and the enzymes and the living matter, that you will not be killing it off with the high heat of cooked foods and what occurs. So other than using a dehydrator, or if you're really skilled, being able to use an oven at a low temp and keep a good eye on that, everything else is going to be freshly made and a living whole food. So you've got your vegetables, that's going to be across the board, whatever you choose for that. And then there's going to be your fruits, and you're going to eat your fruits straight. You're going to monomeal, you're going to, juice them, make smoothies. Again, with the vegetables, other than eating them, you're going to make your green juices, which are, liquid gold. and so much healing potential in all the living foods, but especially the green juicing is just high electricity, and that is something that really gets down into the cellular structure and rejuvenates the entire soul. It's beautiful and amazing. And fruit juices. Always remember to bring in your pulp on the fruit juicing. You don't want to just extract the fibrous sugar juice from it. You also want to have that ratio of bringing in the fiber so that it won't be too taxing on your system, and that you'll be able to digest that easier. Because too much of a sharp, straight, even if it's fruit, sugar load to the pancreas, for example, that can just be a little too much. So always make sure you have that balance with the matter, the fibrous matter that comes from the fruits in your blended concoction, because that's how you're going to get it staying together. If you use a juicer to extract juice from fruit, I personally just wouldn't advise that as a angle to take. But I'm sure there might be somebody out there who has something different to say. I just know in my research and my observations in the physical sense, it is definitely best to keep that fiber intact. So those are the major differences when it comes to veganism and raw veganism. I think that sometimes in veganism you get people that are very passionate about the animals and very strongly tied to what's being done right for the animals, for the planet, and sometimes they're not so much focused on the health aspect of this. Very interesting, but I have been in the vegan community long enough and have spoken with a lot of people, endless, over and over again. And it really varies, but I have seen a very large population of vegans who eat kind of a vegan junk food diet. The processed things, chips are vegan, French fries are vegan. You can get beer that's vegan. So vegan doesn't always mean healthy. It just means not connected to any animal product line. So it's not always for health and regeneration and vitality, but more so, I'm going to go into the high 90s because I've never met anybody otherwise, but I'll be fair with my math. In the raw vegan community, everybody's pretty much focused on the healing potential of these living foods, and everybody has had a experience or a health crisis or a diseasement, an illness that they have basically gone after to heal, or they have already through their actions and lifestyle and belief system healed those medical issues they had. So the raw vegan community, I would say, is definitely much more about their individual health. And yes, there are going to be those consequences, which are, organic lifestyle living. It's going to be positive for the environment. They're not eating animals, so they're not contributing to factory farming practices. So there's going to be those positive benefits that fall just into the consequences of the raw vegan diet itself. But I think anybody that steps it up into that level of the raw vegan diet, and then even steps it up beyond that, another notch into like a high fruit diet, they're really going after healing themselves, and they're going after that energy and that clarity and that repurpose and that rebirth that occurs once your eyes are opened and once your body is taken from the deep-rooted blockages, whether on an emotional level, spiritual level, or physical level. The raw vegan diet starts to really raise that awareness within one. So even if you say, I'm going to opt out of awareness and I don't know about a consciousness shift, well, keep on eating fruit and drinking your vegetables, because It's coming at you. It's going to make you feel great, and it's going to raise you to the sky. So I hope that helped you understand what is a vegan, what is a raw vegan. If you like this video and if you have any comments, please put them below. I accept anything anybody has to say. If you have questions, if you have any input about your vegan or your raw vegan journey, please let me know. Let's share this in the community, and let's learn, and let's help others. So if you enjoy this video and my other videos and like my channel, please subscribe. Hit the button there or there, because I get mixed up which way it's there. And hit that like button and share this with others. Get the word out. We have the power and ability to educate ourselves about health, and we have the capability of raising our consciousness and living a happier, healthier existence through our health. And it always starts with fruit. So subscribe to my channel and let me know what you think. I hope you have a beautiful day. Thanks for joining me. Bye.